Hey friends, today we are going to be doing, we're staying in our math workbook again, and we are going to be doing page 443, 444, and 445. It sounds like a lot, but you will be just fine. All right, so hopefully you watched the good video on ounces and pounds, and you learned a lot. And one of the things that you learned is that ounces are little and pound is bigger, isn't it? In fact, it takes 16 ounces, can you write this up here, to equal 1 pound. And you hear pounds a lot because you weigh yourself on the scale and you know what pounds are. You maybe know how much your dog weighs, like she talked about in the video. And then the easiest way to remember both of these is she talked about an ounce. 1 ounce would be like a pencil. Okay, and then she talked about a pound being a football or a soccer ball. So you just put ball, okay? And so they're going to ask you, they're going to give you some examples down below, and you're going to pick whether you would use pounds or ounces, just like we did the other day with milliliters and liters. So let's look at number 1. A backpack full of books. Would I want to measure that with pounds or ounces? See if you can write it down before Mrs. Hagen. I bet you can. Okay. What is the best measurement? What would you use? Okay. Hopefully you said pound. Because if I used ounces, it would take way too long to measure, wouldn't it? So I'm going to use pound. And if I weighed that backpack full of books, it might weigh 5 pounds if I had a heavy backpack, right? All right, I want you to do the other 3 by yourself. I know I see this one is the one that they talked about in the video, so remember that. So your choices are pound or ounce. And then when you get down here, you're going to circle the best estimate. Whenever I estimate, it's not going to be exact. Okay, I'm picking the better estimate. So if I was weighing a student desk, think about what you've learned, and would that desk weigh 3 pounds or 30 pounds? Okay. Keep in mind there's some things in the desk too. Okay. Next one is a television, then a hamster, then a slice of cheese. Okay. I think you can do those on your own. Okay. If you want to pause the video until you get that top section done, that would be great. All right, now on the bottom section, we're going to use drawings, and they've got number lines here that we're going to use to represent the problems. They're going to help us solve the problem. Okay, let's read. Selma filled each of 3 bags with 5 ounces of her favorite nuts. How many ounces of nuts did she use altogether to fill the bags? So the way that we're going to use the number line is we're going to start at 0, and we know that we have 3 bags of 5 ounces each. So I'm going to loop. Okay, I'm starting at 0. I'm going to loop over to 5. Notice that they're counting by 2s on the number line. That would be 1 bag. Okay. And then I need 3 bags. I'm going to loop from 5 over to 10. That would be 2 bags. And then I'm going to need 1 more bag. So I'm going to loop from 10 to 15 right there. Don't go to 16. And that would be 3 bags. Okay. So it says, how many ounces? Our final question that we need to answer is, how many ounces of nuts did she use all together? So I need to look. I ended up right here. How many ounces of nuts was that? That was 15 ounces is where she ended up. So that's what I would write for my answer. Remember, when you're abbreviating ounces, if you want to write a little less, you could write OZ, period, instead of writing out the whole word ounce. Okay? So I want you to do the same thing on number 10. It's going to have to do with apples, but figure out how you need to loop on your number line. Okay? I'm going to get you started on it because it's a little bit different than the one we just did. So I have 2 apples together weigh 16 ounces. 2 apples weigh 16 ounces. Okay, if one apple weighs 9, how much does the other apple weigh? So on the number line, you're going to loop all the way over because you know that 2 apples weigh 16. You can abbreviate a little bit there if you need to. But now I also know that 1 apple weighs 9. So I'm going to loop back 9 ounces. So if I go back 9 ounces, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to end up right here. If I go back, getting rid of, I have 9 ounces for that 1 apple. So I'm going to loop back to 9. Okay, and that will tell me, if I look at this part right here, that's going to tell me how much the other apple weighs. Okay, that 1 apple that's left. Okay, another way you could do it if you didn't have the number line is you could say 16, take away the 9-ounce apple, equals my other apple. Okay, and then you would write that answer on the line with ounces. Okay, and I want you to meet me on page 444 when you're ready. All right, on this page, you have a couple more drawings where you're using the number line. Okay, and on these, you're not going to be going backwards on the number line, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier for you. So let's read the first one. Noah bought 16 ounces of turkey. Let's underline our important information. Turkey meat. If he only uses 4 ounces to make a turkey patty, how much will he have left? Excuse me. How many patties can he make? Let's read that again. He bought 16 ounces of turkey meat. If he uses 4 ounces to make a turkey patty, how many patties can he make? Okay, so we know that each turkey patty is going to be 4 ounces. So I'm going to go 0 to 4 is 1 patty. 4 to 8 is a second patty. Okay, keep going. You can go all the way to 16 and you need to go jump 4 each time. And then in the end, you're going to tell me how many patties he can make. I'm going to let you finish that one. Okay. All right, I want you to do number 12 on your own. Okay. And then on the bottom, it's the same kind of thing. You don't have to do the drawing if you don't want to. You can also write a math problem. So let's do one of those together. Ted has 2 dogs. Together, they weigh 88 pounds. If one dog weighs 70, how much does the other dog weigh? All right, so we know that we have 2 together, they weigh 88. Okay, so it's almost in a way like a math mountain, if you did a math mountain over here on the side. Okay, together they weigh 88, so our total goes at the top. One of the dogs weighs 70. The other dog, we're not sure, so we need to solve for that. So whenever I'm figuring out one of the partners on the bottom, I need to take my total and I need to subtract to figure out my other partner. Okay, we call the 2 guys on, you guys did that in 2nd grade, the 2 guys on the bottom are partners and then the bottom is total. So in order to figure out the other weight of the dog, I'm going to need to subtract. So I'm not going to have you draw number lines, that would be a lot. Okay. All right. And by the way, you might be using on these, you could be doing plus, minus, times, or divide. So we did minus on the first one. Let's look at number 14. Emma has 20 ounces of popcorn kernels in a bag. If she pops 4 ounces of kernels at a time, how many times can she pop popcorn? Okay, so let's go slow on this one. She has 20 ounces of popcorn. If she pops 4 ounces at a time, okay, so think about that. I have a total of 20, and I'm going to do 4 ounces at a time, divided among those bags. So I can do divide on that one. I can say 20 divided by 4 ounces each time is going to give me the amount of how many times she can make popcorn. Okay, figure that one out. All right, I want you to do number 15 on your own. I'm going to say that number 16 is extra credit, but it is not hard, and you can easily do that one. Okay? All right, when you are done, I want you to meet me on the last page for today, 445. All right, here's our last page for today. I didn't do a video with this one, but we're going to talk about our new vocabulary, which is grams and kilograms. So we use that when we're measuring mass, okay? And we're going to talk about what each of those means, because you have to choose between gram and kilogram, okay? So up here, gram, I'm going to tell you is like if you weighed it, it would be like a paper clip. So that's going to always remember that a gram is like a paper clip, okay? A kilogram is bigger. And the way the example that they give in my book, it's like a pair of shoes. Actually, it says men's shoes, so maybe we better be specific here. A pair of men's shoes. So those are your choices for gram and kilogram. You guys know what a paper clip is, and you know what a pair of men's shoes is. Okay, and this time we are measuring mass. The other thing that's important that I want you to remember is that there are 1,000 grams. I want you to write this down. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Okay, so that means if I had 1,000 paper clips, that would weigh as much as 1 kilogram. Okay, think about that for a minute. Okay, you don't have 1,000 paper clips, but if you did, it would be the same, approximately the same as a pair of men's shoes. All right, so now we need to choose the unit that we're going to use to measure mass. Just like on the other pages, they're going to give us an example. The first one is an elephant. Would I want to use grams or kilograms to figure out that elephant's weight? Okay, see if you can write it down. And by the way, you can use, when you're writing it on the thing, you can write gram and kilogram, or you can write out the whole word. It does not matter. Okay, so what did you put for elephant? Did you put kilogram? I'm going to write it out. Okay, I bet you did. So I want you to do these other 3 on your own. Okay, I'm going to give you a hint that there's going to be 2 that are grams and 2 that are kilograms. We already got 1 kilogram, don't we? And then same thing down here. This time you're circling the estimate. So a pair of sunglasses. Would you say that that's 150 grams? Think about that. That's like 150 paper clips. Or is it 150 pairs of men's shoes? Think of it that way. Okay? See if you can circle the correct one before I do. Hopefully, did you pick gram? Because that is correct. So you kind of have to think about, sunglasses aren't that heavy, are they? So they would be the same as 150 paper clips. All right, so do those next 3 on your own, okay? And we are going to, since we are getting a little better with the number lines, I'm going to see if you can do these 2 by yourself for homework, okay? And it's just like what we did before, okay? Read it and then loop over to solve, okay? Let's see if you can do those 2 on your own. All right, great job today, guys.